Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. Now, just a quick bit of background before we start. Most of you will know Into the Barrier. He was a big influence of mine, still is, ever since I started YouTube. And you'll notice that most of my F1 2019 videos are from lobbies that he hosts, mostly because that's just where it's best to find people, and that's where the best races happen. And he has a series called the Tin Pot Championship, in which us, his fans, all get together in essentially what is a mini-league of 4 races to see who becomes, at the end of those 4 races, the Tin Pot Champion. This, and probably my next video, basically documents my journey. And we're going to see whether I can become the Tin Pot Champion in F1 2019 of Season 2. There already is a Tin Pot Champion, ERL Ben. You'll see him pop up in this video. He is the defending champion, but we're going to see if we can take that title off him and become the Season 2 Tin Pot Champion. So here we are in Melbourne for the first race, just making some setup adjustments in the hope of getting a bit of an advantage over our competitors. And we're going to see if it pays off. Into the Barrier is directly on our left as well. It's 5 lights, and it's way off the line. We're in, what, P6? So we're already quite high up, which is good. Up into P5 immediately. We're going to look to hold down the inside. Keep it clean. Nope! That is about as bad as the beginning to the Tin Pot Championship could have gone for me. It's last place. It's 6th to last place. Well, it's no longer last place because that guy's doing pirouettes and this guy's just going very slowly. And yeah, so it's already a comeback. We've only got 3 laps. It's shorter than most races are anyway. They tend to be about 5 laps or maybe even 25%. No, we've only got 3 laps this time to try and gain some points back. It's a real shame as well because we started quite well. We jumped into the barrier off the line, but unfortunately just got taken out. Not much we could have done, really. So we're battling this guy on our right. We're going to look to outbrake him. Not really. Go around the outside. He's held his line, and fair play to him. We're still in P17, and we've really got to get a move on if we're going to get some points in this race. Although, having said that, the field is still quite tightly packed, so all is not lost just yet, as a bit of lag happens there, and people are going off left, right, and centre. We look to go up the inside. He ghosts, and he's disappeared. I don't know where he's gone, but I'll take it, because that is position 13. Now we're only 3 positions away from regaining the points. Make that 2 positions as we go around the outside, although he's still got the inside line, and he's actually kept that very well there, and he's going to squeeze us a little bit. We don't really get the exit that we're looking for. But we're going to get into a slipstream now and indeed look to slingshot past him. As the rear wing says, can we get him on the brakes? No, we can't. He looks to be a decent driver, but he's got a really bad exit there, which allows us to get the run on him. He's trying to squeeze us to the inside, but we hold our nerve. We hold our line. Is it going to pay dividends for us? He's still there. This is a really good battle, and he's hit me and spun out. I don't know whose fault that was. I was trying to leave him space. I thought I left him enough space. Maybe he understeered into me. I don't know, but I didn't get a penalty, and I can only apologise to him for that incident if it was indeed my fault. But as it stands, it's P12, and we are actually under pressure. Well, we were under pressure. We are no longer under pressure, so that's all right. And next up is Fantasticon, a recent sub to this channel, so hello to you. But we are going to show you no mercy as we look to overtake Fantasticon here. Let's hope that we can do that. We are catching up on him at a horrendous amount of knots here, right up his rear wing there. Had to be careful not to run into the back of him. We thought about diving to the inside there, but just thought better of it at the last moment. Because we've still got a lap, so there's no need to get rash just yet, although 10th place is quite far up the road and points are starting to look quite unlikely at this stage. But if we could at least get 11th, that would be nice to head up this train, if you like, and indeed he gets another bad run out of that corner. And we're going to look to hold the outside this time, the opposite of what we did on the last lap, which does give us the inside line for the next corner. He goes wide out of pure fear by the looks of it. It wasn't even necessarily a squeeze. And he actually hits me there at the back. I'm not quite sure why. Spins himself out through no fault of my own. That one was absolutely not on me. And it's P11. Maybe it was just an act of desperation from the man. I'm not sure, but it's P11. P10 is way, way, way far up the road. And it doesn't look like we're going to get him. So now it's just about bringing it home and making sure that no one gets past us. So we can at least take home the title of winner of the non-points positions. That would be some amount of pride, I guess. But when you're starting in P... Oh no, who's this? It's P10. We're back on for points. We're back on. Jiggly the Puff has been in an incident or got it wrong, and we could be on for this here. We have to leave the space for someone who absolutely dive bombs, and points are once again out of the question, which is a huge shame. My eyes lit up for a second there as I saw Jiggly the Puff right in front of me, but we couldn't take advantage. SSX page 7. His eyes also lit up, but it wasn't enough for him. And, well, there must have been a penalty somewhere. Oh yeah, it was for Jiggly the Puff, because he has actually ended up below us. And we're back into P11, so we still hold that title of winner of non-points, but it's not quite good enough for an actual point or two. Which is a shame, but there's 3 races left to go. So it's not all doom and gloom just yet, although it's not where you want to be when you're trying to fight for a championship. We're just going to wait for everyone to cross the line. I don't know how Optical G20-something has managed to get himself 33 seconds behind Fantasticom here, but never mind. Oh, he's finished now, so we're just waiting for one more person, just so we can confirm the table at the end of the race. Surely it can't be much longer. Yep, here we go. And what's it going to say? Yeah, it's 11th. It's confirmed. It's 11th place. But we have a plot twist halfway into this video. As you will be able to see from the table, I clearly finished 11th. It was no points. Absolutely no points. Confirmed right there for you. So how come when we got back into the lobby, I have a point? Where's that mystery point come from? I've got absolutely no idea how I've got a point. There were people in the chat accusing me of hacking. And I told them if I was hacking, if I had the ability to hack, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be using it on F1 2019. I'd be hacking the NSA or something. I don't know. But I didn't hack. I don't know what happened. I got a point out of nowhere. So we are on the points board, which is always a positive. As we go into race 2, once again right next to Into the Barrier on the grid, a bit further back. P9, it's a lightning start off the grid. Into the Barrier didn't move. There's a bit of an incident, but we managed to avoid it. Some man spins out right in front of us. I don't know quite how he's managed that so early on. And we're up to P6 already. Now, this race is absolutely crucial. If we want any chance of winning the Tin Pot Championship, this race has to be a good one. So we've got 3 wide ahead of us who all look like they might take each other off. Surely one of them's going to go. Yep. One guy goes off to the right. Not really spun off. He just went a bit wide, and that's up into P5 for us. Another guy goes a bit wide, opens the door. We can't quite get past him. We're going to try and hold it around the outside if we can. Not quite, but we get a very good exit, and we're going to look to hopefully hold the inside as we come up to Cops now. Although we are under pressure from SSX Page once again. He's back. We hold the line, and we retain P5. So it's not a bad start so far, but we're still under a lot of pressure as someone loses it. Oh my god, the 3 leaders all lose it in Maggots and Beckett's. It's a disaster for them. It's a godsend for myself and this guy in front of me as we move up into the top 2 positions, and now I'm sitting in his slipstream, and I could take the lead going into Stowe here. Am I going to do it? I hold the insides. He's a little bit faster around there. Haven't quite got him just yet, but if we could get a race win, in only the second race. That is greatly going to boost our prospects as we look to do the cutback. And we get a little bit squeezed onto the curb. And that's still P2. SSX Page still looking quite aggressive behind me. Slight cut of the first corner, but it's flat out anyway, so I don't think it really makes a difference. As VNT Rosenkist goes wide. Again, leaving that door open. He's looking a bit all over the place under the pressure, and we are absolutely in his rear wing, in his gearbox, in his diffuser. I don't know how they're all at the back, but if my engine knowledge is correct, they are. I could be incorrect, though. I'm not really much of an engineer. But whilst I've been rambling, we have indeed taken the lead. Can you believe it? Now it's all about holding on. We've got about a lap and a half to make sure we do not lose this lead. This would be a remarkable turnaround after the events of the first race. So we've just got to make sure that we keep driving as we have been doing. Keep doing our thing, and this race looks like it could be ours. So let's not buckle under the pressure. Let's keep it clean, keep it tidy. And it actually looks like those lot are getting into a battle in amongst themselves, slowing them down, and I'm starting to get away here, which is really pleasant news for me. Really, really good news. And I think if I just keep it clean, make sure I cover off my lines if they do get close, then this race should be in the bag. We've got one lap to go here as we round the final corner of Silverstone, my home circuit. And look at that, we've got a lead. That's really quite large. Now, I can't quite read it on the preview, but it's at least a second, if not more, which is good, because I don't know if DRS is enabled in this race. It is only 3 laps, so there's a possibility that it isn't. It might be, but either way, I think I'm just about out of DRS range. Yeah, look at this lead now. They're all fighting over P2, and it's allowed me to get away. There's no other word for it, just away. And yeah, I think that says a second and a half now. And this should be a cruise. This should be a cruise. Just no risks need to be taken. No need to push it unnecessarily. If we do that, we'll end up in the gravel or in a barrier, and that will be race over, game over, championship over, and there won't really be any point in the second part of this series. So we're coming through Maggotts and Beckett's now. The only real challenging bit left of the lap. We've absolutely nailed it expertly, and it's another personal best lap. Although this ERL Ben guy, oh, it's ERL F1 Ben, it's the reigning champion. He's carved his way through the field, and you can see how much faster he is. Look how much time he's gained. But he's gone heavily wide there, and killed his own hopes of getting this Grand Prix win. Grand Prix? Ew. Grand Prix win off me, and it's a race win! And actually, ERL Ben had penalties anyway, so he drops off the podium, and his title defense isn't going too well so far for me. I've managed to add 25 points to the one that I mysteriously gained in the lobby. I still don't know how that happened. I'm not complaining, but in fact I have a lot to thank Codemasters for, seeing as I got that point. And there I am, leading the pack as we wait for the... for God's sake. As we wait for the race to finish. I'm really not a natural commentator, am I? I just keep tripping over my own words. I do it every video. Listen to every video I've ever made. There's at least 1 or 2 trips up. Trip-ups? God damn it! Right, it's first place. 25 points. In my beautiful car, which I've tried to base on the 2006 Renault, which we drove, of course, the other day in F1 06. It's not exact. I think the shade of blue is particularly too dark. It's wrong, but there we are. Race win. And I don't quite know where that puts me in the overall standings. There could be more consistent drivers in there who are still ahead of me because they got like second and second again. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. No, we are joint first, but that only says 25 points. It only says 25 points there. And if we go into the lobby, 26 points. I don't know why the lobby gives me an extra point. I really don't. But that has been part 1 of the Tin Pot Championship journey. And subscribe, like, all that stuff. Stick around for part 2 to see if I can become the Tin Pot Champion. And if you were in the lobby and already know, don't spoil it in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.